Play us in, Josh.
I got it.
Play us in, Josh.
Welcome to Velocity Lending Sports Radio with Josh Lyon,
Whoa, what is up?
Gia Storga,
That was terrible.
Josh Benedict, and
your host.
Dakota Bird.
Oh, you ruined it. Hey,
What,
everybody.
You didn't like that?
No, I was just trying to introduce you.
I was trying to do something different.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Josh Lyon Team Podcast, brought to you by Velocity. Because why not? I mean, because you pay me.
Right.
So, yeah, it's brought to you by you for sure.
That is fair.
We hope you guys are having a good day. Hey, we're going to switch it up a little bit today. We have our wonderful guest who just who did an interview with us last week. Mr. Josh Benedict.
I still speak fluent movie quotes.
What is up with that shirt?
Taxation is still theft.
And go Cowboys. Yeah, all right.
Burgundy sweaters.
Burgundy sweater. Yes.
Right.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
You're rocking it, my man. It looks good on you.
My hat was on a different direction, though, last week.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Time flies when you're having a good time. But hey, we're going to switch it up a little bit today, guys. We're going to talk a little bit more about not anything business-wise. We're just going to talk about sports because we all decided that we like sports.
Sports ball.
What's going on here?
I sometimes like
Dakota.
sports. I don't like sports when my teams lose.
Yeah,
I'm not
what's
doing
going on?
anything.
No, yes, you're good. Nothing. All right, we figured it out.
Is it the ghost?
It might be.
Yeah, this is haunted.
Anyways, yeah, we were.
I don't know what to do with my hand.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, no one does. Don't touch it. Good. But yeah, no. So let's talk sports. Let's start off with Josh's favorite team, the Sco Buffs.
Well, I mean,
Tell me about them, man, because I don't watch.
they're not necessarily. They're my favorite college team. Okay, I have to ask you guys this thing because this really, really, really bothers me.
Go for it.
Like, there's certain things in sports that really just annoy me. Like, you can't have multiple favorite teams, so on and so forth.
Nope.
But when people are like, and like, I know plenty of people, so it's mainly like Husker fans, right? Like, they love their Nebraska Husker football team. I
They
appreciate
have nothing
that.
else over there, man.
I appreciate that. I love it.
nothing else.
And then they're like, oh, well, Nebraska Husker volleyball is fantastic, blah, blah, blah.
Again, they
but
have nothing else
no
over
one
there.
likes Nebraska Huskers basketball team. Why don't you like your basketball team? It's because they suck.
They have a basketball team?
Exactly. But
Men's?
my point is, it really bothers me when they're like, well, I'm a Husker football fan, but I like the Kansas Jayhawks, huh, Shane? Or
Chuck.
I'm a Duke fan. That bothers the living heck out of me. Just like
Yeah.
it bothers me when it's like, well, I'm a Rockies fan in the NL, but I'm a Red Sox fan in the AL. No, you pick a team and you stick with your team. I'm getting off my soapbox.
All right.
Welcome to my Josh talk.
Anyways, but Buffs are fantastic. I mean, they're not good at sports, but
Interesting. Yeah.
I'll always cheer them on.
I'm glad we started with a rant about the Huskers. Sorry, Husker fans, if you're watching this.
I'm just saying. I just say I've seen it with Husker fans lately, and it bothers me.
I mean, if your team's not good forever, I can understand. I'd be like, I don't want to watch the Husker basketball.
But my point is, pick a college and go with the college.
I mean, yeah,
then
but
be
no.
be a Duke. Like, let's go Duke Blue Devils football.
I think college is different, though.
I disagree.
Yeah, I completely disagree with that as well.
You
With
pick one
Josh's
and
thing
go
or
with
my
it.
thing?
Your thing.
Oh, you're stupid. Oh, yeah, and you're ugly.
See, growing up in New York, there was no college team to cheer for.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you had the Syracuse Orangemen, and that's it.
Two-
A bunch of SUNY schools. State University of
2003
New York.
national champs.
There you
Get
go.
Carmelo
Carmelo
Anthony.
days,
Go
right?
Carmelo
Nuggets.
No, he can suck it. Mel's dead to me.
Easy.
He went to the Lakers, and I was like, all right, dude, no, you're
But we had Donovan McNabb when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah,
Two-sport
he can
athlete.
suck it, too. Sorry.
Donovan.
Actually,
Respect.
you know what's actually...
If you hear this, we're so sorry.
Not
You know
my
what's actually-
words.
You know what's crazy? Actually, is like I like Donovan McNabb, but he was just an Eagle, so I just
Well, you're a
despised him.
Cowboys
That's
guy.
what I'm saying. Yeah,
There you
but
go.
I mean,
So how do you feel about that though? The like having the college thing. I just want to know your opinion.
So I moved from New York to North Carolina, became a pseudo Duke fan, but then I moved out here in 2003. So I never really had a college team to cheer for. So I tend to be more of a professional sports fan.
same.
Yep.
I think for me,
But you don't have like the Patriots and then the Eagles.
100% no.
Or the
Thank you.
Carolina
Absolutely not.
Panthers.
Thank you.
Okay,
I mean,
now
But they're in Charleston, so
my-
in South Carolina. So
they're
that's my
in
bad.
Charlotte.
They're in Charlotte. They're not.
Thanks for playing.
your geography
Charleston's
is
not
terrible,
big enough
Dakota.
to have
It's
a football
because
team.
the Panthers are one of those teams that don't matter.
I do.
Hey,
I've got
Pat
family in
Meyer-
Charlotte. in the Concord area. They're huge Panthers fans. They're NFC, so I think NFC and AFC you can.
No, that's something you can't do that.
I think you can.
No,
I think you can.
I think you can.
No, you have a team.
No.
and you stick with your team.
No, Josh, you're wrong.
I have an A team and a B team.
And I think that's okay.
But I think,
And if the A team plays
A
the B
team plays
team,
B team,
you
we're
go
going
for the
A
A team.
team,
Exactly,
100%.
I get that.
Every
That
day.
is- no.
but is there a difference
No.
of like, so like you follow your A team to the end, right? Like you're always looking at like, oh, who's injured, who's
Yeah.
playing, blah blah blah.
Yes.
Do you care as much about your B team where you're like
No.
looking on Bleacher Report or whatever and
So,
figuring out?
okay,
what all
so
the- you just kind of like
it's a nice
you
to
root
have.
for them if they're playing. Okay,
Yes.
I get that.
No, so for me,
That's
okay, so
different.
for example, like,
Nope.
this is going to be
Loyalty.
You guys are not going to understand this because you guys don't like soccer, but
Correct.
like for me, like
Football?
Yeah, there you go.
It's not a
European
sport.
Football.
Yeah. So my biggest thing is like I'm a huge like soccer fan. Like when it comes to like national teams, my team is Mexico automatically. I also love the U.S. team. I grew up here. I am American, so yeah, absolutely. But when it comes to Mexico and the U.S., I'm always going to root for Mexico. That's just because I grew up that way, right?
It's Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico, as we say in the motherland. So like things like that I understand, but I still follow both teams like really like religiously, and I'm like, oh, good for them, or this is cool, this is that. But
that's also different too because that's like national
Countries
teams.
cheering
Yeah,
for
yeah,
countries.
different countries.
But I mean,
yeah.
but to your point, it's kind of like I have a buddy of mine who he loves the Broncos, but he's also he grew up a Packers fan, so he roots for both of them. Because he's like like his family's from Wisconsin, but he grew up here, kind of thing, kind of like my thing, right? But I'm also like, no, I'm just gonna be a Cowboys fan because Bronco fans are the worst.
We literally just sat down and
grown up.
ate, and you said how bad Cowboys fans were.
Yeah, they are terrible, but I'm still a Cowboys fan. Like,
I mean,
I
I'm
could at least
just
admit-
calling you out, but it's okay.
I could at least admit that to myself that I like the Cowboys. I grew up with them, but kind of going to your point, it's all about loyalty. Like I can't switch teams at this point. But like I'll watch the Broncos and be like, oh, they're on. Like, all right, cool. Like I
if
know
you
what's
were-
going on.
I mean, if you're a Cleveland's Brown fan for 20 years, like finally,
Why?
I just can't-
Cleveland's Brown.
Yeah. I don't-
My point was
the guy from Family Guy, right?
They've had 30 quarterbacks in 20 years.
so have the Broncos. So
going
there's
well.
that. But my point, if you want to switch to like, hey, Cleveland sucks, I can't do it anymore, and I'm gonna be X fan. But you can't be like, well, I like the AFC and NFC. You can't.
But they're
do
two
that.
different conferences. Like,
It doesn't matter.
It
It's in the same
absolutely
league.
does.
I have a favorite team in every conference and every division.
Yeah, 2 of them in each
that's
one.
annoying.
Well, okay, but seriously though, Josh, and I know I asked you this before the podcast, but I want it to be noted down. So, like, you grew up in New York, where there's
On the
three
Three
football
teams.
teams. 2 of
Yes.
them play in the same stadium, but you've got the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets, and the New York Giants.
Yep.
So, growing up in Colorado, we have the Broncos, the Nuggets, the Avs, the Rockies,
No, we
right?
just have the Broncos
But
'cause
being
no one else
there
matters,
in New York, where there is a conglomerate of so many
Yes.
teams that you can root for, was it just geographical of where you grew up and that's who you rooted for, or
was-
did you kind of pick a team
Good
that?
question. My 6th grade teacher, Mr. Caputi. Was his
Shout out
real
to his
name.
name.
Gabagool.
Real name. He was a Green Beret in the Vietnam era. He was a complete. I was about to say a word I shouldn't say, but
A-hole.
no. He was a bad.
He was a bad mofo.
bad
Yes.
A.
He was a
He was
Samuel L.
bad.
Jackson, is what he's saying.
Favorite teacher of all time. Huge Buffalo Bills fan. So in the summers, I would go out to Orchard Park. I got to meet a bunch of those players, got their autographs.
Nice.
Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas,
Dude,
Bruce Smith.
good players.
Those were the days, man.
Jim
Yeah,
Kelly, the
yeah.
whole crew.
What about the juice?
OJ.
That was way.
I know.
earlier.
I just
He's
wanted to
not-
throw that. I just wanted
Dude,
to throw
look at
that.
him. He
out
looks
there.
like he's like 27. Like, why are you acting like he's like?
What's up,
56?
Twitter world?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So I was a huge Buffalo Bills fan, but my whole family were Giants fans, and I was a contrarian. So when the Giants beat the Bills in the Super Bowl, I almost killed my brother to death.
You almost killed him to death. Not just killed him.
I almost murdered him.
and that's loyalty, ladies and gentlemen. That's
That's
the
how
most
sports
loyal you
works.
can be. Yes.
Yes.
You kill your brother to death because of a Super Bowl. So
100%.
What if you just smacked him?
what to death?
No, I'm just saying smack him instead of like necessarily
I
taking to
started
that level.
there. That's where I started.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Fair.
when you're,
Yeah,
when you're
older-
little, you don't know how to elevate
can't
your
control
raise.
it.
An older or younger brother?
Younger.
Nice.
I'm the oldest
Good.
of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
You show your dominance, man.
you got to kick them a little bit when they're down.
You're talking smack on Andre Reed?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, like, I can understand why people can be like, I have an AFC team and an NFC team because they don't play. They play each other once every 4 years.
Correct.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, yeah, why not? And if they play in the Super Bowl, you better have one team you're choosing for.
Why?
Because I do have a friend who
You either
was like,
win or you lose.
Well,
you don't
Seahawks
get, you
and
don't get a
Broncos
pick
fan?
from
I
them.
have a friend who was it they were the Patriots fan first, and then a Broncos fan. And they were just like,
doesn't work.
They're like, well, I know, but it was like the AFC Championship game or something like that. And they're like, well, I win regardless because I'm like, you're stupid.
You're not friends with that person anymore, are you?
Yeah,
I can guarantee you that
it's okay.
person maybe watched 2 Broncos games ever
And failed
in their
at
life.
No, but I mean, like
You have to pick a team.
Like,
When
things
you,
like
when you
that-
sit down
that's
and
my line.
religiously every single Sunday like I do, you can only have one team.
That's my line. Like that's where I cross the line. Like if it's an NFC and AFC team, like all right, like and let's say I'll root for the Titans this year. Like that'd be cool. Like, good for them. Like go get it.
So you get to pick a different team every year now?
Every year.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not loyal to that team. I'm just like, oh yeah, like good for them. Like I hope they make it.
Like no, there can't be your team. Like you'd be like, oh hey, like the Patriots are playing the Jets. I hate the Patriots, go Jets type thing. But it can't be your like second team.
But anyway, state of the NFL right now, are the Patriots back?
No.
We're
I don't
going to
think
find
so.
out Monday night,
Fixing
son.
to find out. That's right. Because, yeah, that's right. 'cause
I don't think so, man. I mean, I guess the AFC's kind of
the
wide open
AFC
right
is
now.
wide
Grabs,
open
man.
right now.
It's not good.
It's not good.
The NFC has lots of good football teams.
I mean, I think they might not be as good as people think, honestly.
Well, and
like,
could it be one of those things where the AFC teams are all just beating each other, and that's why the records don't look as good? But then you have 3 teams in the NFC that are way higher than everybody else, so it's like they on paper look better, but in all reality, could
I'll
an
take
AFC team
I'll
go
take
ahead and beat-
TB12 over I don't know anybody else in the AFC.
I mean, the Bucks are kind of.
They're hurting. Man.
not that
not
I'm
for
a
sure.
fan, but they're better than the Broncos.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like
Bucks,
I think
Packers?
I take the Bucks.
Really?
I take
don't
the
think-
Packers,
I'm
dude.
taking the Packers.
You got to take
Even
Rodgers
Didn't the
right
Bucks
now.
do
Even
this
with
exact
COVID,
same
Toe,
thing
bro.
last year?
They
And then
did.
TB comes like, okay, it's playoff time. I'm 75. I'm getting out of the ice bath. I'm gonna go destroy these fools.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if we're gonna go with the NFC, I think the Packers are probably like the most legit.
What about
team.
the Cardinals? The Cardinals were legit. till
Cardinals
Kyler-
are
Too young.
till
Pretend.
Kyler
Yeah.
Murray got hurt.
Exactly. They're a fluke. I honestly think that. I think
Kind of
the
like the
same thing-
Cowboys.
No, I agree. 100%. I agree.
Hey.
No, I actually agree.
That was mean-spirited.
I just really don't like the Cowboys.
I think the Rams. I think the Cardinals and the Cowboys are just fluke teams. I think the Packers are probably the Packers and even the Bucks. I would say they're probably the more contentious teams in the NFC.
I mean, I would say that if I were to pick an NFC championship game, it's going to be those two.
That'd be a fun one to watch too.
Oh, absolutely.
Rodgers and Brady,
Brady
dude.
going at
Yeah.
it again.
Green Bay or Tampa Bay? Home field.
Oh, I think Green Bay,
Green Bay,
right?
yeah.
Can you imagine?
Because
Well, Brady can play in the snow, so
that's the thing.
I am low-key
yeah.
rooting for the
But
Packers,
can the
though.
rest of them though? Can the rest of the team? That's
Yeah, I don't know. I'm low-key rooting for the Packers because I just want Rodgers to win one and be like, deuces
and come
You
to
guys-
Denver.
He's not gonna.
Oh, I
You guys-
hope.
you guys
Come
win
on.
4 more.
All right, Bronco fans,
Come on.
y'all need to stop being delusional and just trying to see getting like old-timey quarterbacks to be in your team. It's
about-
not going to happen.
Well,
What about
Rodgers
Russell Wilson?
wants out of
Russell
Green
Wilson's
Bay.
only 33, and he's going to be available next year. He's not going to be a
No,
Seahawk next year.
he's gonna be a Seahawk.
No, he is not because
he
Pete
is.
Carroll's going to be gone.
he'll be done.
Yeah.
But like we're talking, I was just listening to the fan on the way here, and they were talking about the top 10 draft picks right now, and I'm gonna butcher it, but there's like 3 teams that have 2 picks in the first 10.
Yeah, it's the Eagles and the Dolphins, I'm pretty sure.
and the Giants, I think.
Yeah. Well, I know it's for sure the Eagles.
But it's just like that's never happened before.
Yeah.
We're like literally 6 out of the first 10 picks of those 2 teams. So what they're saying is the Jets, I think, was one. But
They're still
yeah.
going to suck.
It's going to be all kickers.
But basically,
kickers and special teams.
But what they were saying though is because of the Broncos is like these teams have a lot more weaponry to go try to get an Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, or the fact that they could draft a quarterback. I mean, I don't know if the Jets would or not.
But that's also why you guys are in the situation you guys are in now, though. Is like you guys went for Manning, which it was worth
It says
it.
you guys.
Yeah,
It was definitely worth it. Don't get me wrong.
as if it was our decision.
I know, right?
No.
Actually, John called me.
yeah. Yeah.
I screened his call.
Call him Johnny Boy, right?
Mark Schlarth calls me.
No, but I mean, yeah, like you guys got Manning, and it went well. It went great. Obviously, you guys won 2 Super Bowls. You guys won one of them. But then after that, you guys are just in this cluster of like what to do, and you've been in there since then. It's almost been.
It's been an absolute spiral.
But
yeah.
when
so why not?
when
Like,
Brock-
why not go and get like your future quarterback now, and not wait for the Rodgers or the Russell Wilson?
But in the defense of the old Broncos, like when Brock Osweiler left, that's what screwed it. Because I really
Yeah.
think he could have been a good quarterback here in the system, but then he went to Texas and like he
Made his money, dude.
But he himself says it was the worst mistake of his life as far as sports wise. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know
I
what he's
mean-
done off the field.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing too, is that we were not prepared for that. We had groomed Brock Osweiler.
Wait, hold on.
Hello.
Something just happened.
I think you're just.
We're good now.
We had groomed Brock Osweiler into being, the heir apparent to Peyton Manning, had spent all this time of him learning the system, learning everything, and then when it came down to it, he decides to go and leave to Houston.
Never talking to the coach, just taking a huge chunk.
What was his line? Ball security is job security.
Yeah. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Drew Lock is good.
I mean, you guys, yeah.
Paxton is tall.
So let's
arm.
end it with this. Since we're talking about quarterbacks and how you guys are miserable about it, how do you guys feel about like Burrow and like Lawrence? You think they're going to be the real deal, or do you think they're going to be a fluke?
Joe Burrow?
Yeah,
I like Joe Burrow.
I like him more than Lawrence, honestly.
I like his swag.
But
Lawrence is like, you guys got to think, like, Jacksonville is not
Yeah.
good.
If you put Trevor Lawrence in the Patriot system,
Yeah.
he would be lighting it up even more.
He'd have
than
to cut his
Mac
hair.
Jones is. Oh, yeah. That would
Negative.
not fly in the Belichick system.
yeah. Well, that was.
We could talk about Urban Meyer. I mean,
Dude,
he's
let's-
been in the news.
Let's talk about Urban for a minute, because I mean, I think the first game he was at was like they lost, and he's like, "Wow, the NFL's different. It's like playing Alabama every week." I'm just like, dude, you don't say that.
Don't
Like,
say
come
that.
on, dude.
Even if that's what you're thinking in your head, you don't say
But that's also, I mean, that just shows you the big difference between college and the NFL, right? Like, it's
Urban Meyer will be back in college. Maybe he'll come coach the Buffs.
To bring
Urban,
it back to the Buffs,
you're watching.
Buffs are not going to be competitive because USC just hired Lincoln Riley from OU, and
We're never gonna win a
We're
game
never going to
again.
be able to win a game again because
You guys should get Eric Bieniemy.
I agree. I
I
thought
100% agree.
they should have
We've
hired
been
him
saying that
last
for
year.
years.
They should have hired him before Carl Durrell. Carl Durrell's atrocious.
You pay him whatever amount of money that he wants. That's the thing. And I think like the university refuses to do so, but that's how you get to be successful in a college program.
how much do you think? How much do you think the whole thing of paying the athletes, or not paying the athletes, but athletes actually making money now, has an effect on that now? I mean, that should be an advantage to CU, right?
It should be an advantage to every university,
Yeah.
because you can go out and get those high profile athletes saying, hey, you can make X amount of money because we have these car dealerships or whatever that are willing to pay you X amount of money to come and play at this school, as opposed to going to Alabama where you're going to be the fourth string quarterback for 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think it's going to make it more competitive nationally.
Well, let's hope so.
I mean, also though, one thing: screw Mel Tucker.
But it's going to take a long time.
With all due respect.
no,
with all
dude,
due respect.
there's zero respect. Dude.
It's going to take a long time for it to get to that point where all the structures are in place where there going to be a limit on how much these athletes can make and that.
I
sort
don't
of
think there
thing.
will be, and there better
No.
not be, honestly.
And I agree, if they're making a new NCAA football game and whatever, and their name, image, likeness is all part of it, the players should absolutely get some of the cut.
I agree. That's why it's coming back. So.
And if they need help with financial advice,
Oh, bringing it back.
Way to bring it
If you guys come to CU or
job.
CSU, and you guys are looking, to buy a home or something, you college prospects out there.
with all those NILs that you get.
Well, but they would claim that on their tax. They'd have to wait 2 years, so they couldn't buy it till their junior year because we have to show 2 years on their taxes.
And now we're talking business, so that's probably the time to cut it off. Yeah, let's keep it there. We want to thank our special guest again, Josh, for joining us for another episode of the Josh Lyon Teams podcast. Again, if you guys have any information about buying a home or investments, call these guys. They know what they're talking about. Don't call me because I have no idea. I'm a musician and I, live on the wild side of things. So thank you guys again for listening and tuning in. We hope you guys enjoyed this. Please make sure you guys like us on Facebook, on Instagram, and what else are you guys on? TikTok. You guys have a TikTok too, huh?
I think so.
So
Hannah needs to be on this one.
that's right. It's true. But you guys have a good night. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye, Mom.
Oh yeah, bye, Linda.
Tyler and